Get your truck off this road right now. You're blocking a community lane.
This is my driveway.
This
Get
is
your
a
truck off
community
this road
access
right
lane.
now, Karen snapped, heels digging into the gravel as she jabbed a manicured finger at my chest. This is a community access lane, and you're blocking it. I told her it was my driveway, my deed, my rules, but she talked over me, voice rising, neighbors peeking through blinds as she threatened fines, tow trucks, and court like she carried the law in her purse. Welcome to Ruthless HOA Tales. Subscribe to keep getting the spiciest stories. I'd moved into Pine Hollow 3 weeks earlier, chasing quiet after a divorce and a decade of overtime. The ranch wasn't fancy, just honest land and a gate I built myself. Karen saw it as an inconvenience. She leaned into my space, breath tight with coffee and entitlement, saying shortcuts were necessary and my privacy was selfish. When I asked her to leave, she laughed and revved her SUV inches from my boots, dust coating my jeans like a warning. By noon, the gate lay twisted. She'd rammed it twice while I was at the feed store. I fixed it before sunset, knuckles bleeding, pretending anger could be hammered flat. The next morning, she returned with a clipboard escort, reading violations that didn't apply to me, inventing easements with a smile. I filmed everything, hands shaking because reality had started slipping. That night, the whispers began. A neighbor slipped me a note. She does this. Another text warned the sheriff wouldn't help. Fear settled heavy, not dramatic, just practical. If she could rewrite facts, what else could she take? I slept light, boots by the bed, listening for engines. At dawn, I found tire tracks cutting my pasture. Karen had upgraded from bullying to claiming. It wasn't about a road, it was permission. The fines arrived before the sun cleared the trees. 3 envelopes, stamped urgent, slid into my box like threats. I read them standing up, coffee cooling, each accusing me of blocking emergency access, damaging harmony, endangering values, numbers stacked into thousands. None legal, all loud. Karen followed the paper. She brought witnesses this time, 2 board members and a surveyor who never stepped past the fence. She spoke for them anyway, declaring lines moved, maps outdated, history flexible. I asked for proof. She smiled and said proof was coming. By afternoon, a tow truck idled near my gate. The driver shrugged, said he was ordered. I showed my deed. He made a call, rolled away, and Karen's face hardened like concrete curing. She told the crowd I'd threatened her. Phones rose. Stories changed. That night, my barn door was tagged with spray paint. Open road. Someone loosened my hinges. Horses spooked. I called the sheriff. He listened, bored, suggested mediation. Suggested I remove the gate temporarily. Temporarily felt permanent. I started documenting everything. Timestamps, photos, receipts. I met an older woman at the post office who whispered she'd paid Karen to make trouble stop. Another neighbor admitted he'd lost a case he never had. The pattern wasn't chaos, it was method. Karen escalated again, hosting a safety walk that cut straight through my land. Dozens marched, strollers and dogs chanting access like a hymn. I stood silent, filming, counting faces. Someone tripped on a rut and Karen blamed me, voice cracking into performance. When dusk fell, I rebuilt quieter, smarter, not stronger yet. Different. I buried conduit for cameras. I called an attorney who asked one question, jurisdiction, where I slut up, but clearer. The road wasn't just a shortcut anymore, it was leverage. And Karen was squeezing. Karen didn't come alone anymore. She arrived with attorneys, cameras, and a local reporter hungry for outrage. They filmed my gate from flattering angles, narrated danger, ignored the signs. I stayed calm, answered nothing, let the lenses drink silence. That clip aired by evening, trimmed sharp, painting me as hostile, unstable, rural menace. The backlash hit fast. Anonymous calls, a deadbolt jammed with glue, my water line mysteriously cut, leaving horses thirsty until midnight. I fixed what I could, logged everything else, learned who watched from parked cars after dark. Fear didn't shout. It whispered patience. Then the twist I didn't expect landed soft. A retired engineer named Luis knocked, hands shaking, offering coffee and an apology. He'd been ordered to draft a fake easement years ago, paid through shell committees. He brought emails, maps, names. He'd stayed quiet until Karen threatened his pension during that safety walk. His voice broke. Mine didn't. We moved carefully. My lawyer advised restraint, preservation, timing. Karen sensed pressure and overplayed. She sent a cease letter referencing statutes repealed decades earlier. She organized another march, this one loud, chanting safety while trespassing again. I filmed. Cameras never blinked. A storm rolled in that night, lightning cracking the hills. Power failed across Pine Hollow, but my generator hummed. Headlights appeared anyway, not a ram, a slow crawl like testing a wound. I stood visible, lantern lit, phone steady. Karen stepped out, rain streaking her makeup, shouting about rights she couldn't name. I said nothing. Silence is evidence. By morning, leaks surfaced, screenshots spread. A treasurer resigned. The reporter called back, tone changed, questions careful. Karen's kingdom wobbled, not fallen. I didn't celebrate. I prepared because pressure doesn't end bullies. Exposure teaches them new games. And patience, learned slowly, hardened me without stealing compassion. Court day arrived quiet. Karen wore confidence like armor, smiling for cameras, waving at neighbors she once fined. I carried boxes, evidence heavy, heart steadier than expected. The judge listened, patient, unromantic, asking simple questions Karen kept dodging. Jurisdiction. Deeds, dates, emails. Louise testified, voice firm now, explaining forged lines and pressure. Screens lit with footage, timestamps ruthless. The room changed temperature. Karen unraveled fast. She interrupted, corrected witnesses, accused everyone of conspiracy. The judge warned her twice. On the third, silence fell sharp. Ruling followed facts, not volume. Injunction denied. Fines voided. Trespass affirmed. Damages assessed. A referral issued. Karen's smile collapsed into something small. Outside, reporters circled. I said nothing. The story wrote itself. HOA members drifted away, eyes down, alliances evaporating. Within weeks, audits began, funds missing, minutes altered, resignations piled up. Pine Hollow voted emergency reforms, then voted Karen out. Her appeal stalled, then vanished. The road stayed closed, not out of spite, but clarity. Neighbors adjusted routes, some apologized, one brought pie. I repaired fences, replanted grass, replaced fear with routine. Quiet returned without applause. Months later, Karen moved. No parade, no sirens, just a listing, a price drop, a for sale sign leaning tired. I watched from the porch, not smiling, not bitter. Boundaries don't require gloating. I kept the gate. It wasn't punishment, it was punctuation. A sentence ending where it should. Life resumed ordinary, precious, unremarkable. And when engines passed elsewhere, I breathed easier. I learned boundaries survive storms, cameras reward patience, truth travels slowly, and peace costs work, but it lasts longer than fear, louder than threats, and steadier than applause when neighbors finally choose courage together. The end. Please like and subscribe for more interesting stories like this.